Hello, fair listeners, to a show of whimsy, thrills, and irreverence. We are so glad you're here, but please note that the following show will reveal every secret there is to hold, language you may find offensive, and things not suitable for the faint of heart. For once you enter this world of fantasy, you have reached the point of no return.
I just want to do this differently.
Smoother. But now I'm out of time.
Do what?
You need to hear the truth, Bella. Understand all your options. And you need to know that I'm in love with you.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creatures, features, and beyond. I'm Erica, and joined with me are two fellas who are secretly the biggest twihards in the entire world. We have Daniel.
Hey.
And Matt.
I fucking hate these movies so much.
What did you call us, by the way?
Twihards?
What?
Twihard. That's what their, not their ship, their fan base is called. It's called twihards.
I thought it would have been like something else. I don't know.
That's just what it is.
Like vampies or something.
Well, that's too generic. Anyway, before we get into round 3 of the Twilight Saga, the normal plugs. You can find Monster Madness on pretty much every social media platform, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Slasher, TikTok, and anything else you can probably think of. You can find Matt occasionally playing video games over at our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/monstermadnesspod. We also have a Discord channel for our community that we would love for you to join. If you'd like to support the show, there are numerous ways you can do that. You can become a monthly Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You'll get early access to our episodes as well as ad-free content. Each tier you get a bunch of random stuff, stickers, buttons, t-shirts, a mug, I think, even, access to us. You can talk to us. We can do an episode together. That would be fun. Just look at the tiers. You can also purchase Monster Madness merch on our TeePublic site. All the links for the aforementioned things will be posted in our show notes. So round 3 of the Twilight Saga, just to recap, we have talked Twilight. We have talked New Moon. We are now in the next phase, the Eclipse, the 2010 movie.
No Blue Moon?
Just blue balls.
That's a delicious ice cream flavor. Not a shitty movie about twinkles.
I'm not just gonna hide while you're out taking all the risks for me.
If it's Victoria involved, I need to keep you as far away from the fight as possible.
Jasper said that I could be of help.
We won't need your help. With the wolves in this, it's an easy win. The rest of us aren't gonna have enough to do.
Okay, either it's so dangerous that I have to hide, or it's so easy that you're gonna be sidelined. Which is it?
It's dangerous for you. It's easy for us.
I think it's dangerous for us to be apart. How many times do we have to prove that? I'll be worried, you'll be worried, and we'll both be more vulnerable.
I'm feeling a lot of negativity already.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really like it. Because this movie, before we even get into the plot of everything, starts off with some drama behind the scenes.
Uh-oh.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
Yeah, who banged who?
So the cast is basically the same for the last 2 movies. You've seen all the players. I'm not going to list them. K-Stu, R. Pats, Taylor Lautner. Those are the 3 ones that you're going to see all the time. I'm not going to repeat it. However, we do have a change of who plays Victoria. The first 2 films, we had, I'm going to butcher her name because I've never seen her in anything else besides these movies. It's either Rachel or Rochelle Lefevre. We're going to go with that. She played Victoria in the first 2 films. She was fired before the making of this one.
Why?
The public release was that she was canned due to scheduling conflicts, which she has vehemently denied that was not an issue. They knew about her other commitments to other things that she was working on and acting in, and that she was only going to miss maybe like 2 days of rehearsals because, actors do rehearse before they start filming because you don't want to waste, quote unquote film, even though I don't even think they use film anymore. However, I remember when this all broke back in 2010, And allegedly during one of K-Stu and Arpatz's breaks that he slid into her DMs and basically banged her. Didn't end well. And she got fired because nobody's going to argue with the stars of the film.
Was it worth it?
I mean, she is replaced by Bryce Dallas Howard, who arguably is one of the most awesome actors and directors.
Who do you think was the better lay?
K-Stu or Rachel?
Yeah.
Rachel?
Who do you think was better?
I'd rather be the K-Stu. Anyway, so the Twilight Saga.
Maybe she'd smile.
Eclipse. Okay, let me just get this out of the fucking way right now.
She has a beautiful smile.
The K-Stu slander stops, and it stops right now.
So I'm not stopping.
Plus, she'll do
I'm
that.
just
Bite.
gonna
She'll do that bite lip thing. Oh,
Some of her pictures, like her pictures where it's just her and she smiles, I think she's very pretty, but she just is very emotionless in these movies.
In these movies, yeah, because look at all the shit she's going through. She's getting murdered almost every movie. Would you be smiling?
that's why she looks so.
I also
confused.
think it's fucking wild, and we'll get there, but the fact that they're engaged and they're not even, they just graduated from high school. She just graduated from high school. He's 413.
Didn't even have a ring. He was just like,
We'll get to
Yeah.
ring eventually. Did
Eventually.
you fucking watch the movie? Did you watch the movie? Did you
No,
watch
It was
he
his
asked her the
mom's
first time.
ring, and it is hideous.
But he didn't
Oh
show
my
him.
god.
Not the first time.
Matt remembered a very small detail.
Oh, is that a question? Oh, that him.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
damn
It is not. But I'm just impressed that you remember that it was his mother's ring.
It's a she shell.
Yep. She shall by the she shall.
Okay, but back to the K-Stu slander. I will not stand for it. She is actually, I feel bad for the likes of Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart because genuinely, they are extraordinary actors outside of these films. If you've seen anything that they've been outside of this,
Batman.
Batman was great, but he was in so many movies. High Life, Good
Harry
Times,
Potter 4.
Harry Potter. I mean, he was good in that. He was a great Cedric. Kristen, you have Camp X-Ray, you have Speak, you have Welcome to the Rileys, Ventureland. I could go on and on. They are extraordinary. Even, I didn't finish watching it, but Crimes of the Future, I think that's the title of it, Crimes of the Future. The parts that I saw with her were extraordinary. Like, she's a great actress. And she actually, as of recording this, just became the president of some indie film festival or something like that. Something pretty hardcore that she's the youngest person, youngest woman to ever get this title. So you can't say shit to me about K-Stu. I am a K-Stu stan, and I'm sticking by it. So the slander shall stop, and it'll stop now. Or I quit my own show that I take care of everything. Wow, really? Nobody's going to be like, hey, Erica, don't quit. Stay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I hear this like buzzing in my ear, and I can't quite make out what it is.
The Twilight Saga Eclipse came out in 2010. It's PG-13, and it runs for 2 hours and 4 minutes. Not that anybody cares in this room. Again, not going to name all the cast and stuff, because it doesn't really matter, because they're all the same people from the last one and the one before. The only one who's...
Nope. It changed for one person.
For one person, it did change. It changed for Rachel. It changed for Victoria. She is played by Bryce Dallas Howard now. And also the guy who plays Riley, who, what the fuck is his name? Xavier Samuel. Again, never have seen him in anything else. Let's see. It is directed by David Slade. Writers again are Melissa Rosenberg and the one and only Stephenie Meyer. The tagline, again, only one. It all begins, ... with a choice. The taglines are real. The tagline is real weak in the whole gambit of these movies, it seems.
I wonder what the choice was.
Between Jacob or Edward.
Oh.
Now, okay, after being, 3 movies in, we've watched the 3. Team Edward, Team Jacob, do we have thoughts?
I mean, Team Edward Hardy's got that money. So you could be turned into a vampire. You're going to live forever. You could take that money and leave.
True. Good thing that you're in it for love. I'm happy about that.
I mean, he's going to live forever. If you're telling me if we lived forever, you're going to stick by my side forever. A million years?
I'm going to literally be on the other side of the hemisphere.
Yep, see.
I'm
Exactly.
They're like, see you in a century. I need a break.
Baby, come back.
With my luck, you'd be like a super fucking tracker. And you'd be like, I'm going to find you,
Oh, like
bitch.
he is in this movie where he's just like, where you going? Where you going?
What are you
Where
doing?
going?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
She's like, did you mess up my car starter?
Okay, we didn't get there yet. We'll get to the plot in a second. Matthew, Team Edward, Team Jacob so far.
Team neither? Team self-love? I don't know. They both annoy me, and for different
Do you think
reasons.
there's mermaids? Is there mermaids in this realm? Team Mermaid?
No, that's Harry Potter.
No.
Yeah, but they got
Yeah, get in the right fucking
they got
fantasy.
werewolves. What else? You think they got witches? Nothing?
I mean, I think there's a quote in the first book and in the first movie, like, it's the second one, is everything real? You know?
Well, you said they're also shapeshifters. So
Yeah, you do
couldn't
find
other
out.
clans be other types of shapeshifters?
Yeah, shapeshifters shape into a different animal or whatever.
Or
If we learned
mystical
anything from
creature?
True Blood, that you can shapeshift into almost any animal except another human because it's too complex. But how turning into a fucking bird isn't complex, I don't know.
It's okay. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Like the town's probably like, there's that fucking dog again, just sitting.
Fucking dog that just waits for scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty
That
much.
would be me. Like, I'm just going to eat steak every night. Someone hands it to me.
You'd be a good dog.
I gotta. I'm loyal.
To a fault.
People
Just
like my hair.
humble.
Legs shaking.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Just
good boy. Good boy.
Fucking boner the whole time.
Yeah, constant lipstick.
just dragging on the ground.
Just
Oh.
He's just
that's
humping old lady's
disgusting.
legs.
One time, my puppy Watson, he's not a puppy anymore. We had him for 7 years, going on 8 years. He was playing on top of me, and he was a cute, tiny little beagle. This was when he was precious, and I could stand him. And he like jumped across my arm and like skidded across it. And I thought he peed on my arm. And I like look, and his fucking lipstick slimed across like a slug on my arm. It was horrendous, and it was about 2.5 inches. It was disgusting. I was like, I can't love you anymore. And I think that was the beginning of the end, honestly.
That was the first time he finally loved you.
Yeah, clearly.
I thought you were going to tell him about Nana.
Oh, how he constantly humps my grandmother?
She's a beautiful lady.
She is a looker.
Must
But
be
like
some perfume or something.
without fail, if she's sitting on the couch, and we can't even let him out in the living room when people are over now, because if she's there, he will mount her at the shoulder and just fucking like all but bite her neck to get her into submission.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's violent. Anyway, is there a budget for this movie, Matt?
$68 million.
And what did it gross?
$698.4 million.
Holy smokes.
Could you imagine? And they couldn't even give Kristen Stewart a really good wig in this movie.
Right? Well, they spent all their money on fucking CG to make goddamn werewolves.
Yeah. Okay, before we get into
What about
it,
all the fast running?
that's really easy.
They just make someone run and then speed it up.
Okay, speaking of the wolves and the CGI with the wolves, have you ever seen behind the scenes photos of this movie, of like how they did?
I saw one just before when I was opening up the Wikipedia and shit, and it's just that dumb fuck like in a sweatshirt with the hood up, leaning over and getting pet.
100%. And that is literally the edit that they used. That picture is from the edit that they used in that fucking scene. They wanted to do that for the dumbest reasons, so that she could have a connection to the wolf. I would have more of a connection to a tennis ball than my friend in a fucking gray CGI suit. And he had to did you notice he had to wear like shorts because it's just like literally a leotard, so it was probably all like balls.
Oh, no, I just saw it was like the shoulders up.
Oh no, Google the full.
So she's just like petting some dude in the
Yeah,
green screen?
No, it's Taylor Lautner.
The first thing that shows up is just the video of the scene, but he's standing in the fucking gray thing and he just has his hand on her shoulder and he looks like a real dumbass.
I could not keep it a straight face because they're actually genuinely best friends in real life at this point.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, he's a good Taylor. He's a good Taylor. So I did write a couple notes because the last 2 movies that we did, I was really into like notating from like the book to the movie. But this is what I literally wrote. And I I made myself laugh earlier when I reread these because I did these notes a while ago. Not much commentary of book versus movies. Writers did a great job of cutting out needless story and adjusting things to work with their narrative. They make Bella not such a cheating dickhead. She sneaks off to La Push a lot. She's way too affectionate with Jacob. It's fucking cheating. And then she cries for a full night after telling Jacob she loves him but wants to be with Edward. Jacob is a scumbucket. Don't at me is literally the note that I wrote. So I'll dive into each of those things as we go through the plot. But in Seattle, not far from Forks, Victoria attacks Riley Beers so she can begin to create an army of newborns with him to get her revenge on Edward Cullen for killing her true love, James. She can't just let this shit go. Back in Forks, Edward and Bella discuss the complications of becoming an immortal vampire. At 18 years old, 1 year older than Edward, when he became a vampire, Bella expresses her aversions to the idea of marrying so young. Edward refuses to turn her into a vampire until they are married. His argument that she should have various human experiences she would otherwise miss. While Charlie Swan investigates the disappearance of Riley Beers, Edward suspects his disappearance was caused by the newborn vampires, furthering his suspicions of Riley's intrusion into Bella's bedroom. So they're cutting out a lot here. Basically, everything you see with Riley behind the scenes in this movie is from a mini novella that Stephenie Meyer wrote that I refuse to read because I don't give a shit about those characters at all. Riley breaks into Bella's room at some point and steals a shit ton of her clothes to the point where she's like, where the fuck are all my clothes in the book? She's genuinely confused. And these morons in the book, and thankfully they had writers to make them a little bit smarter, refuse to put two and two together that, oh, there's all these vampires in Seattle all of a sudden. Bella's clothes are missing. Huh. I wonder what's happening. And they genuinely have no idea that Victoria is behind any of this. They think it's the Volturi. So the whole, Victoria storyline, they know that she's trying to get to Bella per the last movie, but she disappeared again. So they think maybe she just gave up and Alice is watching her and she's not, yet she doesn't see that she's influencing someone else to create an army. It makes no sense. It's a huge plot hole. I don't understand it. Although Edward fears for her safety, Bella insists that Jacob Black and the rest of the werewolf pack would never harm her, but Edward is still unconvinced. Bella goes to La Push to see Jacob and returns home unharmed. During one of her visits, Jacob confesses he is in love with her and forcefully kisses her. Yee. Furious, Bella punches him and sprains her hand, and Edward later threatens Jacob if he ever touches her without her consent again and tells him to wait for Bella to give consent to him, basically. She then revokes the invitation for Jacob and his pack members to her graduation party, but when he apologizes for his behavior, she forgives him. So there's a lot of uncomfortableness in this movie.
This is one of the biggest problems that I had with this movie is the fact that they're fucking 18 and it's Jacob is... He's younger
16,
than
17.
16. Yeah. Still though,
he's also 100 years old in vampire years.
Jacob is a werewolf.
Not shit.
But and that's kind of the point I was going to make is yes, Edward is 18 physically, but he's 100 years old. But he's not as creepy possessive as Jacob is. And it's I think I texted Erica and I was like, this is the fucking rapiest tween movie I've ever seen in my entire life because he's just you can't do anything unless I say you can do it. And he gets so protective. It's not even protective. It is
full controlling.
Yes. And it was just why was this never brought up as being an issue when these movies came out or even now that it's just this is not how you vie for a female's attention in high school. And just to be you can fucking marry him. You can't do that. And it's wild. So
I think both of them were too possessive, though.
100%.
Oh, agree.
100%.
Agree.
One was just a little more physically trying to control her as opposed to mental manipulation. This is an abusive relationship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, hundreds and hundreds upon hundreds of articles have been written about how toxic these are for, tweens to base their relationships on.
Yes.
I said I wasn't going to do this, but the book, in the book, I consider Bella a cheating fucking scumbag. I already read my note out loud to you guys and to whoever is.
Tell us why.
I don't think you have to physically have contact with someone to cheat on them. I don't know if everybody agrees with me on that, but you can emotionally cheat on people. So in the book, Bella literally sneaks off to La Push like more than once to be with Jacob all day long. She's affectionate with him. She's like holding on to him, holding his arm, holding his hand, like resting her head on his leg, stuff like that. If I knew that my significant other was doing that with someone else, I'd be like, you're fucking cheating on me. What are you doing? However, in the book, Edward is not as of a possessive person as they make him out to be in this movie, which I don't know, like they could have gone another way. Like in the book, he's a lot calmer. He's just like, I understand you want to go hang out with Jacob. That's fine. Apart from a few instances where he's like, no, you're going to get fucking hurt, you moron, to this 18-year-old girl. That's when like his maturity comes out. He's like, you don't understand what you're fucking with. Like he can hurt you because he has no control over his temper. But for the most part, when they start to kind of team up, he's very like blasé about the whole thing and very supportive of her relationship with him. There is a part in the book where they have a conversation, Jacob and Bella. I think it's when Jacob gets severely injured at the end of the movie. I'm skipping ahead, but whatever. This movie's 12 years old. She goes to him while this boy is literally broken. All of his bones are broken. And she's just like, hey, I love you, but I don't love you as much as I love him, so I'm going to be with him. And he accepts it. He's like, yeah, I fucking figured. Like, as he's literally, like, in a fucking full body cast. He's not, but just imagine that. Literally being at the worst moment of your life and it just like, why don't you just pour battery acid on my dickhead? Like, why? Why not? And I wrote in my note, Bella literally cries in Edward's arms for an entire night over it. Okay, Daniel,
what?
If there was a love triangle in our lives,
You ain't fucking coming to my shoulder and crying on that shit.
he'd be like, bitch, get off me.
Yeah. I'd fucking turn you about and push you out the door.
Be like, what are you crying for? Why are you crying so hard? Like, it's so weird. I'm so glad they cut that out. And they cut out Bella being as much of a dickhead. I still don't think that, this movie is positive in any way, but Eclipse as a whole fucking sucks.
Do the next ones get better? And don't lie to me, like I have to watch them regardless. So
What's your definition of better?
better than this? Like, just overall, like I think the movies are cheesy looking and the story is not fucking great, and everyone's always hiding and sauntering and staring behind a bush. And it's if I had more fucking time, I was gonna get a plant and just set it in front of me and just stare at you guys the whole time.
Oh, why was I hiding behind that?
Bite your lip.
That plant in particular? I thought Aaron and what was that quote from The Office? It's when Andy's hiding behind the bushes all the time. I'm gonna insert it right here.
Why was I hiding behind the plant? Well, in college I took a botany class, and there was lots of drama in that class. Kids would gossip about me, so I would eavesdrop on them by hiding behind different plants in the botany class. And then they would say things like, oh, this guy's going to fail this class, or what's this guy doing spying on us from behind plants? And then I would jump out at them and confront them and be like, oh, you think all I do is hide behind plants and spy on people? Busted. The reason I was hiding behind that plant in this situation was that I thought that Aaron and Kevin were kind of hitting it off, and I was jealous.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Okay, so do they get better? I would say yes. I think Eclipse is the weakest one. However, I don't like the first part of Breaking Dawn. I don't really care for the last three of them.
That's what you had said, yeah.
I will vibe with the first two because I was thinking about this today because I completely try to ruin everyone's algorithms and I keep sending you and Jackie just fucking songs with reels with Twilight songs in them and shit and just Twilight memes all the time. And I honestly think I like the first two the most because I genuinely just listen to the music that they play. So versus just listening to the soundtrack, I just put on the movie sometimes, and I'm like, oh, nostalgia. This is fucking corny as shit. But Eclipse, I don't do that because it gets way too cringy for me. Breaking Dawn, there's scenes that I don't particularly care for, and I'm just like, that's not background jivey for me. And then the last one is just its own thing. But it's just, they're cringy. The last three they up the cringy in a way that the first two I don't think had. I genuinely don't think at this point anybody on these sets gave a shit.
No, it was a paycheck.
Yeah, we have money to make. And like that's the thing, it came like if you can literally look up videos on YouTube of Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart hating on these movies while they're fucking promoting them.
I mean,
so
good for them.
Yeah, and eventually I did see an interview with Kristen Stewart when she was, I think, doing press for Charlie's Angels, which I never even saw that movie. I'll watch it eventually, but she was just like, I think Twilight had just come out on Netflix for the first time ever, and all bunch of young kids had like finally seen it, and it kind of revamped, for lack of a better word, like the interest in these movies. And she's like, oh yeah, it's super cool. I am grateful for the time I had on these sets. It allotted me to do every creative project I wanted to do without waiting for someone to tell me, yes, I could just do it myself. So I get it for that purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Alice sees a vision of the newborn army attacking Forks led by Riley Beers. Jacob, accompanied by Quill and Embry, overhear this, which leads to an alliance between the Cullens and the Wolf Pack. Later, the Cullens and the Wolves agree to a meeting place and time to train to discuss strategy. During the training, Jasper explains to Bella that he was created by a vampire named Maria to control a newborn army. He hated his original existence, and upon meeting Alice, joined the Cullens with her. Bella sees the true bond between a mated vampire pair and begins to understand Jasper better. Despite her reluctance to marry, Bella realizes that spending eternity with Edward is more important to her than anything else and agrees to marry him. Which I particularly don't like that paragraph. Like, oh yeah, she agreed to marry him just because...
Got nothing better to do.
Yeah, I just want to be a fucking vampire.
It was a Friday night.
Matt gave up.
I just got nothing to say.
I just want this pain to be over. I genuinely can't wait for you to fucking watch Breaking Dawn and be like, what the fuck?
I wasn't going to drink and then thought this through, and I was like, no, I need a drink to get through this one.
Yep.
I like how like the new the baby vampires, I'm calling them, they just like, they don't run fast. They kind of just like do like high knees the whole time. Like, did you notice that? Like, they're just
now I
running around
do.
like
they're training. They're football training. They're going to start a football team and they're going to take over the NFL.
But they do that and they put like their arms down.
Use the chest. Use the chest.
Weird.
Edward and Bella camp up in the mountains to hide her from the bloodthirsty newborns. During the night, she overhears a conversation between Edward and Jacob in which they temporarily put aside their hatred towards each other. In the morning, Jacob overhears Edward and Bella discussing their engagement and takes off. You're marrying him? Ugh. He is very much obsessed with like everything. Okay, here's the thing.
They grew up together. They were best friends.
They didn't.
They're destined to
They didn't.
be together.
He's known her for like a year.
I thought they played with each other when like
they were little kids, when they were
kids.
toddlers.
So
she's 4, he's 2. That's
his grandfather's been probably telling him the same fire story. At the end of the day, like, this is going to be your woman one day, and it never turned out to be.
What fucking fire story are you talking about? Are you talking about like imprinting?
Yeah.
Well, Jacob admits that he's never imprinted on anybody, so his obsession with Bella is just strange. I'm just saying.
I think it was his only friend outside of
the tribe.
Yeah, the tribe. So like he was drawn to her on that aspect alone. So I think that's why he's so fond of her, because it was like his first friend.
Or in the immortal words of my friend Matt, because she got that sweet dumper.
That's true.
Oh, God, I hated this part. Okay. Jacob overhears Edward and Bella discussing their engagement and takes off. You're marrying him. She desperately asks him to kiss her, realizing she has fallen in love with him.
In the book, do his friends ever talk? Like how he always has like those 2 wingman wolves with him. Do they ever speak? Because like in the movie, I don't think they ever said anything. They just look at him just like with the head nod.
They do make
like, you go, Jacob.
They are way more involved, especially in the like New Moon and Eclipse, and in Breaking Dawn, actually half the book is from Jacob's perspective, which made me want to run my head through a fucking wall. Because I don't care about
what was his perspective like? She don't love me.
Bella, I love you so much. Bella, Bella, Bella. Like, that's literally, it was fucking for 500 pages. It was rough getting through that book.
Bella.
Bella. That's all I got. Like, he literally just fucking bitched and moaned and fucking bitched and moaned. He's 7 feet tall. He's like 250 pounds of fucking straight muscle. He's like Kappa of a man. He has
I'm a wolf.
And by the fucking fourth book, he's got long shaggy hair again. Not as long as the fucking first movie, but because
he's not clean cut.
No, not at all. He's a fucking wolf for like 6 months straight because he's so depressed that something happens in Breaking Dawn that we're not going to get to yet because I wanted it to be a surprise. But he's just like, Bella, Bella, Bella. Like, it's just fucking dumb. I do not care about his perspective at all. I barely care about Bella's perspective because she's fucking trash. If you would do that, okay.
I think she has the best hair in this movie, though.
It's a fucking wig, Daniel.
Oh.
She literally,
Can that please be the clip for the episode?
100%.
Her hair looks great. It's a fucking wig, Daniel.
100%. 100%. Done. Saved. She had just finished.
We have it on, so I was just staring at her hair.
It's fucking terrible.
I'm like, man, her hair looks really nice right there.
It's fucking a wig. Because she had just finished doing the Joan Jett biop movie, which I forget the name of, and she chopped her hair off for it. Her and Dakota Fanning played the leads in that movie. It was a good movie, but she could award a wig for that movie.
She couldn't get extensions?
No, it was chopped so badly.
Oh, okay.
Joan Jett has like a kind of like a mullety type punk rocky. He's looking it up. What was the movie called?
The Runaways.
The Runaways. There it is.
Oh, Matt, I wanted to ask you. Do you think any of these freako wolf people bang another wolf in the woods?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is something he brought up. The fucking literally last night. He's like, Do you think that they fucking wolf form?
Yeah. Why wouldn't, if you could turn into anything else, why wouldn't you fuck in that form if given an opportunity? Even if I could turn into goddamn Gollum from Lord of the Rings, I would come. Precious, my precious. Yeah, do it.
My precious. He's got you beat.
That's fine. I never claimed to be able to do a good Gollum voice.
I hate it. He'll fucking do it at the most random times, and I hate it because it creeps me out. Like, it will just be like completely pitch dark in our room, and he'll just say it. He'll just do something and say it. You don't have any friends.
No friends. No friends over here.
Yeah.
That boner's back.
I'm wondering if they're doing stuff with each other wolves or if they're going after the wild wolf.
No, I'd venture to guess both. Like, you fuck your werewolf friend, and then once that stops being fun, then you try to fuck a wild one because it's like, what's the next thing? You escalate.
But you guys fucking fail to realize there's only one female wolf. So what is she, like the Smurfette of the fucking wolf tribe?
You just answered your own question.
So she desperately asks him to kiss her, realizing she has fallen in love with him. Edward finds out about the kiss, but is not upset, as Bella tells him her love for Jacob is not as strong as her love for him. Oh, this is what I wanted to get into while you're talking about her fucking beautiful fake hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are literally gonna give this man eternity. Eternity. You are that dedicated to him. That is not a fucking easy thing. Even though in life,
switch.
Even though in life, when you choose to marry someone or just be with someone, partner with someone, that is theoretically for forever. But when you're a vampire, forever means a fucking different thing. She's willing to go through all the pains and the strife and all the fucking whatever of transformation to be with Edward forever. And yet, she's still toying with the idea, like a carrot on a stick, that maybe this werewolf is a better option for me because XYZ. If I kissed another person, basically in earshot of Daniel, where he can hear the man's thoughts, I don't think he'd be like, it's okay, I know you love me more.
I think the bigger picture here that we're all missing is the fact that when you're fucking 18, you don't know what you're doing.
That's true, too. And I did have a thing to comment.
But you think you do when you're 18.
You do. You guys were mentioning how Edward is 100 and whatever years old. but physically he's still 18. I think some of his mentality has been frozen at that age because he never had the opportunity to really grow apart from academia. Like he learned how to write play piano, read a million languages, read countless books, yada, yada, yada. He has all of this book knowledge, but I don't think he genuinely has any life knowledge. So I think emotionally, if we're going to go deep here, he is also stunted and like immature because of that fact. Like he can look at Carlisle and Esme, but they, started a life. Emmett and Rosalie have a life. Alice and Jasper have a life, especially when they all graduate high school, which I think is the most miserable thing that you could actually put yourself through as a fucking vampire, just so you could matriculate and stay longer.
But in the last movie, when he like ran away, like you don't think like he went on like a triad of like just doing his own thing?
No, I mean in the book, he literally is tracking. He leaves because he's depressed. He does not want to be around his family. He's upset about the fact that he's left Bella. He's in the same state Bella is in. He just chooses to track Victoria in the fucking complete opposite direction that she's in. Because that's how smart Edward is. To prove my point even further.
Something that just crossed my mind is the fact is that he's been whatever with the Cullens for 100 years.
Yeah.
Why is he just now getting through high school?
Well, no, this isn't the first time that they've all done this. They go to a place, they stay there for about a decade, and then they travel to a different place and basically start over.
Yeah, in the first movie, there's a joke about it with the hats on the wall of how many times they've graduated.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that.
The graduation caps they have, it's only in the movie. They have them all on the wall. It's like 50 caps because each one of them goes through high school, except Carlisle and Esme. They go through college. Carlisle's constantly like in school and getting different degrees and stuff like that to better help fix humans basically, because you can always learn more and everything's constantly changing in science and blah, blah, blah. But like the younger Cullens literally go through they start as freshmen or start as sophomores, and then they stay for college years, and then the pairs that were coupled, sans Edward, would go off and get married and go to college, and then they disappear for a few years, do their thing, but then they always come back as a family unit and start over somewhere else.
I can't wait till I can go to high school. Don't you say that.
Cherish it.
Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
As you can. You gotta cherish it. You do.
For the love of God, cherish it.
I love that movie. I haven't watched that in so long.
Same.
All right. When Victoria appears, Edward kills her while Seth kills Riley. The Cullens and the Quillette Wolves, meanwhile, destroy her army, quote unquote. Though Jacob is injured, saving Leah Clearwater from a newborn, several members of the vampire police, the vampire police, arrive to deal with the newborn army. They also see that the Cullens are guarding the newborn Bree Tanner, who had refused to fight and surrendered to Carlisle and Esme. Bree Tanner is the mini book that she did. It's like the short life of Bree Tanner, where it's basically all the background of Riley that you see in this movie. I don't give a shit, never read it, never will. Jane tortures her to collect information, then instructs Felix to kill her despite the Cullens' effort to spare her. She got axed. When Jane notes that Caius will find it interesting that Bella is still human, Bella informs her the date for her transformation has been set. She visits the injured Jacob to tell him that even though she's in love with him, she has chosen to be with Edward. So yeah, that technically is in the movie, but thankfully they cut out the fucking fact that she bawled her eyes out for an entire night over it.
I'm turned into a vampire, bitch. Bye.
I would be like skipping to my loo. I'd be like, see you later, deuces. Hope your bones heal. Bye. Like, I would not. I don't know. You did call me the coldest person you ever met once.
2023 vampire.
Maybe I am cold because, like, I would not. I don't know. I'm just too singular minded, I think, because, like, when I'm into someone, that's it. You're lucky. Just kidding.
For now.
When's that feeling come back?
Oh, snap. That's mean.
No,
I like you all.
Oh, I got lightheaded.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I just air laughed a bunch and then I got lightheaded. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
She passes out.
Tag. Jacob reluctantly agrees to stop trying to come between her and Edward, and then she goes and bawls her fucking eyes out. Bella and Edward go to their their meadow where she tells him, what?
He looks like he's struggling.
Yeah, because he was forced to carry her that whole fucking... Okay, real quick sidebar. Sorry. We watch the movies as we discuss them, just in case there's little tidbits that we want to add. In this scene that is on the screen right now, they're trying to hide Bella's scent, so Jacob is literally carrying her. They had this is behind the scenes bullshit. They had this whole fucking contraption set up, so it was like a harness, so he didn't have to actually carry her, but it did not work. It looked too unnatural. So Taylor Lautner literally had to carry this bitch all day long.
She can't be that heavy, and he's fucking yoked.
Yeah, but 115 pounds, 120 for carrying it for 12 hours.
I'm not saying it's not,
high.
but it's like, dude, it wasn't 12 straight hours. I'm sure over time it started to suck, but at the beginning it's like, I don't know, man.
The last cut, he's just dragging her. He's just dragging her.
They should have got a baby Bjorn that she fit in.
Cut, end scene.
Oh yeah,
Carry me.
now we're about to get to the almost sex scene.
Almost?
Yeah, she tries to bone Edward. Okay, so yeah, there's a couple things that the synopsis missed, and this, brings it up. So Alice and Charlie in the books are very, very good friends. Like, they are best friends. He loves Alice so much. They set it up that Bella is going to have a girls' night while all the boys are hiking, aka hunting or protecting Bella, basically. It's like there's shifts. Wolves are constantly outside of her house, or vampires are outside of her house. So Alice says that it comes to pick up Bella to say that, oh, she's spending the weekend, it's a girls' weekend because all the boys are hiking and I'm all by myself. And she's like, I was wondering, Charlie, if she can come. And he's like, yeah, of course. She goes and Alice goes to hunt. So it's just Bella and Edward. And conveniently, a bed is set up in Edward's bedroom, but this little bitch won't put it in because he's afraid he's going to kill her.
Yeah, but she could have done some stuff.
That's
to
what I
him.
thought earlier when I watched it. I'm like, why wouldn't you test the waters with some other shit and
Yeah.
see if it was like a shotgun or not, if you could handle it? Just let me know.
Pinch my arm before you're going to do it. I don't want it to go through the back of my head.
That's how she died. That's how she got turned into a vampire.
Can you imagine?
The first person turned into a vampire via cum gun blast.
That is one thing. Like, again, another huge fucking plot hole.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, he could have done stuff to her too.
Exactly. And he probably would have been great
With the
at it.
fucking finger, but he would have been like fucking speed digits.
That would have been great.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, so Bella tries to fucking coerce Edward into having sex with her like any 17-year-old, 18-year-old would. And he's like, no, it's too dangerous and I want to be married to you first. Though there is a line right here that I really enjoy, that interaction between Billy and Edward Billy and Bella that I really find funny is when she tells him she's a virgin. He's just like, blah, 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 blah.
Do you think, like in our other favorite vampire show, True Blood, if she gets turned into a vampire before the hymen?
Oh my God, that's actually a storyline in True Blood.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
what I
what?
said. That's what I was just brought up.
The
There's a
hymen
storyline
remakes itself?
Yes, this
Yes.
girl was a virgin before she was turned into a vampire. She got turned into a vampire while she was a virgin, and then she started having sex with this guy, Wyatt, something like that. And she was really happy, first time you have sex, it hurts sometimes. And then she was like, they went to go do it again, and she's like, oh my God, it grew back. So literally every time she bangs, she breaks her hymen.
Oh, no.
Can't be great.
Right. I 100% agree. That actually sounds fucking miserable.
But yeah, I really don't understand it, because I don't know. I just have sex. Anyway, the last paragraph of this shit. Bella and Edward go to their meadow where she tells him she has decided to do things his way, get married, have sex, then be transformed into a vampire. That's really weird because that's not what he agreed to. She also explains that she never has been normal and never will be. She's felt out of place her entire life, and when she is in Edward's world, she feels stronger and complete. At the end of the film, they decide they need to tell Charlie about their engagement. Oh, Daniel's locked in because they're making out right now. There's some dry humping going on. Oh God, the girls went crazy when this came out.
Here comes some airbrushed abs.
No, he doesn't get his shirt off enough to show some airbrushed abs. But, like, here's the thing. He's super quick, and she's, like, unbuttoning as quickly as she can.
He's just like...
He could literally be like... Anyway.
The other thing is, you got to remember, he's a fucking refrigerator.
So? Daniel, you're a fucking furnace.
Yeah, but it's a fucking popsicle going in her.
Might be interesting.
I don't think so.
All right, well, that is the end of the synopsis for Twilight. It is a lot of bitching and moaning. It's a lot of cheating, in my opinion, and a lot of no sex. So great movie all around. Now that is over, we go to a fan favorite segment, and I'm the only fan. Questions of the Damned. All right, Matt, you're going to get the first question because Daniel won last time.
Shut up.
Okay. What Harry Potter actor was considered for the role of Riley? Daniel Radcliffe, Tom Felton, Rupert Grint, or James Phelps? He played one of the Weasley twins.
I know this answer. It's Tom Felton.
How do you know that?
Sometimes I end up in weird corners in the internet. Just not worry about it.
And they're called the trivia section of IMDb on Eclipse.
Dreary.
No, I did read a little bit about this movie because I hated it so much, and I just wanted to try to find something good to say about it, and I couldn't.
All right, Daniel. Where is Jasper originally from? Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, or Georgia? Are you on this planet?
I think you fell asleep.
Tell me again. What's my 4 choices?
Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia.
Or physical challenge.
I'm really thinking it's Texas.
Is that your final answer? All right, tie so far. Matthew. Bella opens the film with a poem by which famous poet? Shakespeare, E.E. Cummings, Robert Frost, or Walt Whitman?
Bonus points. Can you repeat the poem?
You did one time. You did one time in an episode. Yeah, you're like, that's fucking Hamlet. And I was like, what? Bonus points right there. What the fuck? I don't even remember what movie that was.
I don't remember what movie it was, but I'm fairly certain because it was Hamlet and it was from Billy Madison. And I remembered it because he's acting it out as one of the decathlon things that he does.
Yeah, no, but this was like in the movie that we were watching.
But that's what I'm saying is that's why I remember that part of Hamlet was from Billy Madison.
Oh, okay.
The
synapse.
Yeah.
It finally snapped.
Could you say the names again, please?
Yes. Shakespeare, E.E. Cummings, Robert Frost, or Walt Whitman?
I'm going to go with old Bobby Cold.
Robert
Frost.
Damn it. These are cutthroat. I make these as hard as possible.
Well, now that Daniel is not losing all the time, I have been stepping my game up and paying more attention to shit. So
okay.
Daniel.
Yeah.
What actor claims that Eclipse is their favorite installment in the series? Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner, or Ashley Greene? Ashley Greene is Alice. Okay, Stu, our pets. Taylor Lautner, Alice.
Go with Taylor Lautner.
Jesus
me
Christ.
Running.
All right. You got to get this right to win. Because this is the last question. I do have a bonus. Shake it out. Shake out the nerves. Shake out the nerves. What singer was considered for the role of Leah Clearwater? Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Vanessa Hudgens, or Miranda Cosgrove? She's a Disney Channel star. Physical challenge.
I thought about saying it. I'm like, no, I've done that too much lately. I'm not going to. Can you read the question again?
What singer was considered for the role of Leah Clearwater? So the only female werewolf. Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Vanessa Hudgens, Miranda Cosgrove.
What did you say it was? Miley Cyrus, Amanda Cosgrove.
Miranda.
That one too. Miley Cosgrove. Can you just say
Demi
the names?
Lovato.
Sorry. Okay.
Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Vanessa Hudgens, Miranda Cosgrove?
I don't fucking know. I see the look on Dan's face. He knows. That's a problem.
I don't know how he would know. I didn't know until I wrote this question.
I legitimately don't know. I'm gonna say Demi Lovato just because of the jokes that I made about Barf's name, and I don't think that's gonna be right.
Vanessa.
I told you that cocksucker knew.
How did you know?
Oh, I just guessed.
Good on you. Yeah, I think they had to they required them to all be of native descent to be in the tribe. So I don't think she is, but
That makes perfect sense.
anyway.
And then it ended up being the chick who played the cop in the Dexter New Blood.
Yes.
That was when we were watching that. That's the one thing Alyssa said. It's the cop from Dexter.
All right, so now that we have
traumatically
now that we have traumatically reached the end of this third installment of this saga, we are going to the Yay, Nay, or Slay segment. I'll go first because of just the general dislike I have for the character Bella in the book and in the movie, and I think she makes really poor choices. And ultimately, she makes the best choice, but I'm going to give it a nay, leaning more towards the nay. I don't care for this one as much as my 18-year-old, 19-year-old self did, especially watching it a couple times as an adult and rereading the book. The book is trash. Sorry, Stephenie Myers. You are not crying if you are, you're wiping it away with $100 bills. So my opinion doesn't matter. But it's rough. It's a rough, toxic movie, book all around. So nay. Daniel?
It's a nay, because you're going to make me watch this.
I'm not going to make you watch this. I think that we're taking a break for a really long time. Maybe next fall we'll get the Do you
think this was real? Was there real snow in this movie too? Or did they make him like...
That is 100% a green screen.
Oh, okay, because his nipples aren't hard this time. Where like it was raining the last time, and he's like,
"Go away, Bella."
Yeah,
it's fucking cold.
Yep, and in this one, in the snow, all the snow scenes, he's fine.
As they're pouring like 30,000 gallons of ice cold water on him.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you were saying, this is going to be a nay, because I know I'm going to have to watch it again, and it makes you happy, so we're going to watch it.
Oh my god, stop projecting.
Huh?
Stop projecting.
He's got a good point, though. If Alyssa was really into these movies, I would be rewatching them quite a bit. She is watching them with me this time, but I don't think there will be another rewatch, to which I give my third nay in a row, because these movies are fucking bad.
Why don't you just fill out the fucking whole thing of just you being nay?
Because
nay.
It goes yay, nay, nay. I need to know what you two are going to say. I actually had, Erica, I had you down for a yay. Very surprised to hear a nay, even though this movie is fucking bad. And it's not even that I don't like the story. I'm sorry I cut you off. It's not that I don't like the story. It's not that I don't give a fuck about story. It's just, it's fucking bad. Yeah, everybody's staring through bushes. I had the Andy Bernard quote up. I've since removed it. It's just like, these love stories are completely lost on me.
Should we do a
Nope.
side podcast where it's I
Nope.
just make you watch rom-coms?
Nope.
Romster Madness.
Nope.
All right, now that we have gone through all of the details of Eclipse, it is now the end of the show. Thank you for joining us for yet another installment of the Twilight Saga. Next up is Breaking Dawn Part 1, the penultimate. We are almost done this mini season. Matt's excited. He wants to get to humor horror real bad. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time for the big wedding.
Really, thank you.
Bye.
There's a fucking wedding?
What's going on? I kissed Bella. And she broke her hand, punching my face. Total misunderstanding.